Okay, we're going to get a little nerdy today and talk about SIP codes and how this informs your calling practices. So, what are SIP codes? Let's get into it. Especially if you have a dialing system that tells you these codes, it's usually kind of like these error codes that tell you why your calls are being bounced back. Since January 1st, 2022, the federal government has required phone carriers to provide call blocking notifications. While the FCC recognizes the need to block unwanted calls, it knows that sometimes there are errors in these notification systems. To address these errors, calling parties must have a way to stop legitimate calls from being unfairly blocked. Improved SIP headers are a way to correct this problem. SIP 603, 607, and 608 response codes indicate that a call did not reach its intended recipient. While 603 codes are already being used by most providers, they only relay the most generic information of why the call did not connect with its intended recipient. Because the code is so generic, a caller can't determine the source of the call's rejection, thus making it a little bit impossible to remediate. So, what are the benefits? Zip code 603 only indicates that the call wasn't completed. However, the call recipient could have just blocked the call or declined to answer. Call blocking is a deliberate choice to never hear from the caller again, but rejecting the call could also just mean that the recipient might have just been in a meeting or driving their car, or just it wasn't a good time at the moment to call back. The FCC initially wanted to force service providers to use SIP codes 607 and 608 for blocking notifications in order to provide better information. But AT&T developed a 603 code to alleviate these issues to make 603 code just a little bit more useful. This code provides enhanced information to explain why that call was not connected. The SIP 603 Plus aims to address the following: relaying header information on why the call was being blocked and by whom, and then also providing contact information about the call blocking for redress purposes. And then they also added creating a consistent framework for greater flexibility for relaying blocking notifications. So here are the benefits of the 607 and 608 SIP headers. For those in the telecom industry, they prefer the 607 and 608 codes because they relay more information on the blocked calls. Sadly, many service providers still do not have these codes built into their existing framework, so their current use is a little bit limited. But what does the 607 relay? A SIP 607 offers more actionable information than just the SIP code 603 plus. It indicates that the call party rejected your call. Feedback provided by the call party or logic from the user agent generates that 607 response. So essentially, this code means that if a call is unwanted by the call party, this code would provide you this information on why that call was being rejected, making it far more superior than just the regular 603 code. Let's talk about 608. So while the 607 code comes from the call party, the SIP 608 response indicates an upstream intermediary rejected a call. So with a 608 code, an analytics engine determines if the call should be connected with the end user. Blocking codes enable the calling party to redress these issues with the calls. The SIP 608 header must provide contact information to aid in redressing these concerns. The 608 code also does this by providing a call info header, which means you have that contact with that intermediary by itself. So if a phone call was being blocked by a mobile app to that end user, to the end user that downloaded, let's say, a call blocking app, you'll have that information to reach out and actually redress your calls. Generally, the intermediary should relay their name and email address in this information. With a SIP 608 code, your company will be able to directly challenge their decision to block your call from reaching its intended recipient. SIP 607 and 608 promotes ensuring fairness in this industry. STIR/SHAKEN protects consumers from robocalls and other illegitimate calls by mitigating call spoofing efforts. However, some of these new regulations have made it very difficult for legitimate companies to conduct their calling campaigns. SIP codes 607 and 608 will help restore fairness to this process. Caller ID Reputation's mission is to focus on bringing back the trust and transparency in the telephony channel. We do this by providing all the information in your hands through an insight of all the phone numbers' reputation scores from all the different data brokers and applications across the nation. We monitor, manage, mitigate, and remediate your phone numbers for you so you can make informed decisions on your calling practices and be alerted when anomalies pop up so you can investigate within and with threats like spoof numbers inherently damaging your brand's reputation. Check out calleridreputation.com for more information. My name is April Wong, and thanks for watching this video.